What's up everyone? Welcome back to Tasker's Barbecue Supply. We told you in a previous video that we are now a Napoleon propane grill dealer. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than our usual smoking. So instead of using a pellet grill, today we're going to be using our new Prestige Pro 665 Napoleon gas grill. We're going to be doing some chicken wings for you guys in our new rotisserie basket, so you can see how easy it is to have some rotisserie chicken wings on your new Napoleon. Hey guys, before we get into the video, make sure you help support the channel by smashing that subscribe button down in the bottom corner. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and you drop any comments or questions you have below. We'll be sure to answer them as soon as we can. Now, let's get rolling into the video. Welcome back everyone. As some of you know from our last chicken wing video, I like to buy my chicken wings whole. And the reason is I get these from our local butcher shop right in the meat section. They do not come frozen, so they're already thawed out, they're already fresh for us, and it's a lot cheaper buying it this way than it is buying frozen wings in a bag that are already cut into parts. It just makes it a little more cost effective for us. So I'll show you guys how to, if you are buying wings whole this way, the easiest way to break these wings down. It's very simple, so don't think that you can't buy them this way and do it yourself at home. It's very, very simple. You basically have three parts. You have your wing tip, your flat, and then your drum. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna start out, and you do need a sharp knife. You're just gonna start out by stretching that joint out, and you're gonna find that there's a knuckle right between where the flat ends and the wingtip starts. You're gonna go right on that knuckle and just push down through, and you can even just tap on top, snap it right through, and it will cut right in half. Now we're gonna discard the wingtip. There's really nothing useful on this unless you're doing some type of maybe a soup or something like that. I don't use them. Now we're just gonna cut through this webbing of skin right here, and I try to cut right toward the middle so I don't take too much skin from either side. Once we cut through that webbing, we're going to crack this joint, and we're basically just going to hyperextend it until you hear it pop, and then you'll find the knuckle in there, and you want to cut right between that knuckle again. And cut that one in half as well. So now we have our two wing parts. Same thing with this one. We'll find that knuckle, cut through, we'll cut through our skin, pop our joint, and cut down through, and we have our two pieces. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these cut up, and we'll be right back here in just a moment. All right, we have all our wings cut into our pieces now, and at this point, what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna put ours in a marinade. I like doing this marinade from time to time because it's very quick and simple, and it is a very, very good tasting wing when you get it done. I really like the flavor of these. Now, if you're not a fan of the marinades or you want to go with something different, feel free to go ahead and put some seasoning on these. Now, I will give you a little pro tip that will help make your wings nice and crispy if you're not doing a marinade. What you want to do at this point is you want to pat them completely dry with paper towels. You want to get all that excess moisture off of the skin. You then spray just a little bit of cooking oil, just some type of Pam or spray cooking oil, over top of the skin on both sides, and then apply your seasoning. That cooking spray will not only help the seasoning stick, but will help the wings crisp up and get a nice crispy skin. You can also go, as they're on the rotisserie, you can hit them with some more cooking spray from time to time and dash a little bit more seasoning on them. And then some people like to toss them in wing sauce or anything when you're done. Put them back in and let that sauce set up a little bit. That's perfectly all right. What we're going to be doing today is we're just going to go ahead and marinate our wings for a little bit, and then we're going to toss them in and just let them go as is. Now, this is Casey Masterpiece Honey Teriyaki 30-minute marinade. So, very simple. Basically, all we're going to have to do is we're just going to get our bag opened up here. We're going to put all of our wings in. Now we're just going to take our marinade, shake it up a little, and we're going to dump the whole bottle of marinade over top of these wings. And then what I'm going to do is try to get as much air out of that bag as possible. Just like that, make sure we're sealed nice and tight. And then just kind of massage the wings around a little bit, make sure that marinade gets all around them. You don't want any spots left without marinade on it. And then I'm just going to toss these in a refrigerator for probably, it's a 30-minute marinade, half an hour is fine. If you're pressed for time and you do 15-20 minutes, you're still going to get some good flavor on these. Some of these wings are pretty large, so I'm probably going to go more toward the 30 to 40-minute area and get some more flavor. If you really want some good teriyaki flavor, or if you're using a different marinade that's a 30-minute marinade and you want some really intense flavor on it, you can even let it go an hour, hour and a half. I really don't recommend doing anything longer than maybe hour to hour and a half on chicken wings. Larger cuts of meat, yes, you can. Chicken wings, I usually let them only go, me personally, an hour max. I know some people do about an hour and a half, but I really don't recommend going much over that. So I'm just going to toss these in the refrigerator, and we're going to go out to our Napoleon Prestige Pro and get it set up for the rotisserie. All right, everyone, we're out at our brand new Napoleon Prestige Pro 665. Now, I want to apologize if you get a lot of background noise. We have a storm rolling through right now, so we have a lot of rain hitting our canopy and everything here, so I apologize ahead of time if you hear a lot of that background noise. But we have our Prestige Pro fired up. As you can see, we have the one rotisserie, rear rotisserie burner on, so that is a rear infrared burner. And what's nice about this Prestige Pro, it lets us know what burners are on and what ones are not. So we have our rear burner on, and I have it on high, letting it warm up. We're probably going to be running this on high, maybe a medium high. I want to keep the internal of the grill in the 350 to 400 range so the wings have some nice heat to them. And then as they come around past that rear infrared burner, they're going to get really nice and crispy, but that rotisserie is going to keep them rotating and keep them cooking evenly. So, for those of you who have a Napoleon with a rotisserie kit, all I've done so far is I've taken my top rack out. I've went ahead and fired my rear rotisserie burner on to start preheating the grill, and I've put my motor on the side on its bracket. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get the rotisserie basket ready to go. For those of you who don't have a Napoleon, if you have a rotisserie kit, the Napoleon basket may fit it if your model doesn't come with one. The rotisserie basket fits a lot of other brands and other manufacturers' rotisserie kits. So if your company doesn't have one, check out Napoleon's rotisserie basket. It makes this so much easier for doing wings and small things like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our rotisserie basket ready. Now I have my rotisserie rod here. All I'm going to do is I'm simply going to slide my rotisserie basket on. And we're going to get this pretty centered here. We'll double check it once we get it on the grill and make sure it's perfectly centered. So I'm going to go ahead and open this grill up now. You can see my rear infrared burner is burning nice and hot. Let's go ahead and get that in where it needs to be. Center that up just a little bit more here. Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and, well, that's pretty good where it's at. So now what we can do is we can actually just pop this open and lift this basket right open like that right there. Makes it very nice and easy for loading your wings or anything into. So now simply all we're gonna do, I've got my marinated bag of wings here. I'm just going to open the bag up and I'm gonna set all these wings inside this basket. Now, I've got about half my wings in there, and I just want to mention, before I forget to go too far, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a disposable aluminum pan, and I'm just going to put it right underneath of this basket. What that's going to do is that's going to catch any of the excess marinade as we're putting it in, but it'll also catch everything as these are marinating and cooking. And what it will do is it'll give the moisture somewhere to fall into so that it's not going down into the grill, getting the grill all messy. It's just a little bit easier on cleanup. And what you can also do is you can actually fire up a burner below that and put some liquid in it, you know, water, apple juice, anything like that, to try to keep some more moisture in these wings. Now, I don't think that that's going to be absolutely necessary with having these marinated and being rotisserie style like we're doing. I think they're going to stay pretty moist on their own, but it's always an option if you want to do something like that. All right, since I have a pan below this, I'm gonna go ahead and dump a little bit of this marinade right over top of these wings just to get them a little extra sauce as they start to cook. Now, if you don't have a pan underneath this, I wouldn't suggest doing this too much because it can get pretty messy. But with this pan, it's gonna take most of the drippings and everything and catch it for us. So just pour a little bit of that over top. Set this off to the side. And now we're ready to go. So all we're gonna do is snap our basket closed. Just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and fire this rotisserie up. And you'll see what's nice is this is gonna spin, and not only is it gonna get even cooking, there's paddles inside her that will keep these wings rotating so that they get a nice even cook on all sides of it. So we're just gonna go ahead and let this rotisserie do its thing. I am going to turn it up, and like I say, we're going to be running on probably a high to medium high with just the rear burner on only. Now, if it's a case where maybe you want to run the rear burner at like a medium and you want to kick an extra burner on to keep the heat inside the grill up, that's another option as well. But right now, we're just going to be running the rear rotisserie burner only. So I'm going to go ahead and get this fired all the way up, make sure our grill temperatures stay good. We'll get the grill lid closed, and we'll be back here in just a little bit. All right, everyone, we're back. It's been exactly an hour since we put these chicken wings on. Now, we did decide to go ahead and run our rear infrared burner on full high because that gave us right about 400 degrees the whole time perfectly while we were cooking. And that turned out perfect. It just got them done right in that hour mark. Now, if you want to run this a little hotter and you want to get up near 425, 450 and try to get them done a little bit sooner, you can absolutely kick another burner on and bump these temperatures up. But this turned out beautiful for us. The chicken wings look amazing. I just stopped the rotisserie a couple minutes ago and checked the temperature. They were right at 170 internal, so they're in the safe zone. I did let it go about another 5 minutes just to go ahead and finish them off a little bit. So like I said, we're sitting right at an hour right now. So let's go ahead and get these off the grill and get them inside. And all we're gonna do at this point is I've got some of Butcher Barbecue's insulated barbecue gloves that you can pick up from Butcher Barbecue or at Tasker's Barbecue Supply. These things are rated up to 500 degrees. So what's nice is we can throw these things on, not worry about getting burnt. And then all I'm gonna do is I've just got a cookie sheet here. So we'll go ahead and open the grill up. I'm gonna go ahead and turn our rear burner off. I'm gonna move this pan out of the way here. And then what we're gonna do is wait for this basket to roll around just about in the area it's in now. We'll go ahead and shut it off. We'll set our cookie sheet underneath of there and we'll open this baby up. Just like that. Some of those wings will fall right out. All right, now I'm gonna pop the rear off of this. Nice and simple. And we'll see if we can't flip our rotisserie on here. We'll take it back the other way. We'll leave it right about there. Grab our tongs, knock the rest of these down out. And these things look beautiful. The skin is crispy on the outside, the meat's perfectly done, but they're still very, very juicy. You can see the juices running off of them, so they're not all dried out. And this is a lot healthier solution than deep frying wings. Like we talked about in the video where we smoked our chicken wings, these are some really healthy alternatives to doing chicken wings. Now, obviously this isn't a super health food, but versus deep frying, this is a lot healthier. So, as you can see, we have some beautiful chicken wings here. We're going to go ahead and get these inside, and we will taste test them when we get in there. We'll see you back then. All right, everyone, we're back inside. As you can see, this is a pretty simple process. 10-15 minutes worth of prep time as far as actually prepping the meat, cutting it up into chunks, throwing it in a bag, letting it marinate. If you want to include that marinade time in there, you know, we did have about 40 minutes worth of marinade time, and then getting the grill ready. But in all, actual prep time, you're talking 10-15 minutes. You just got to wait around for them to marinate a little bit, throw them in a basket. And the nice thing about the Napoleon with using a rotisserie basket and that rear burner, you just turn the burner on, throw them in the rotisserie, walk away and let them do their thing. Just kind of like we do most of the time on our pellet grills. We don't have to sit there and monitor it. So that's nice. You can go inside, do what you want to do, hang out with friends, you know, whatever it is. And then you come back, you don't have to do anything to them. You just pull them right out of the basket and they're ready to go. So it's an awesome setup, very simple to use. So they turned out wonderful. They have a nice golden brown color to them. Now a lot of that is coming from the marinade, but the rest of it's coming because that rear infrared burner has such a high intense heat as the wings pass it. It's crisping up that skin really nice on the outside. And then as they roll away from the rear infrared burner, there's still heat inside the grill that's keeping them warm and cooking the internal meat. But it's just getting that outside skin nice and crispy. So they turned out fantastic. They smell out of this world. But let's go ahead and give one a taste test here and see what they taste like. Those are outstanding. That marinade is perfect on these chicken wings, especially if you want just something nice and simple. They have a nice teriyaki flavor to them. It's definitely not overbearing. In fact, if anything, I may next time leave them just a little bit longer for me, but they have the nice flavor on there without being overpowering. The meat's perfectly done, but it's still very juicy. It's not dried out at all. The skin's nice and crispy. You can see it has a nice clean bite through. It's not rubbery and pulling. That's one thing you definitely have to look for when you're doing it on the grill. A lot of times what will happen is that meat gets very rubbery. This is not the case. It's a nice crisp bite through on the skin. It's a very, very good wing. It's perfectly cooked. Tons of flavor even through the meat, without having to do hardly any seasoning to it. Basically, all we did was just throw it in a marinade. So this is awesome for the late nights when you have other stuff to do, but you want a really nice meal. Toss them in some marinade, throw them on the grill, do what you got to do and let them go. This is also awesome for parties, especially because we did at least a few pounds. I'm going to say probably close to 5 pounds of wings. And still have plenty of room in that basket. You could probably do 6 to 7 pounds of wings in that basket if you needed to. So this is going to be great for parties. And that basket's also great for doing veggies, fries, anything of the sort. So we'll probably be doing more videos with using the basket and showing you some different things you can do in it. But until that comes around, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching Tasker's Barbecue Supply.